The Kitchen is out on Netflix, not to be confused with the awful 2019 movie under the same title. This one is a writing and directing debut of Daniel Kaluuya, known for his excellent acting skills in movies such as Get Out, Nope, or Judas and the Black Messiah. He shares the writing credit with Joe Marto and the directing one with Kibwe Tavares. The film takes place in the near future in London. Kano plays Izi, a resident of one of the last pockets of cheap, affordable housing in a city consumed by gentrification and almost completely transformed into luxury high-rise buildings. The Kitchen is the name given to a housing project, which essentially at this point in time is just illegally occupied by squatters who can't afford anything better, mainly representatives of various minorities. The neighborhood is very loud, very colorful, has a sort of low-tech cyberpunk market vibe to it, if that makes sense. But it is also routinely raided by the police, who aim to finally get everybody out and demolish the place to make room for newer buildings. So Izzy is desperate to escape. He works at a funeral company to earn enough money, which will buy him his own one-person apartment elsewhere. But as he's reaching close to his goal, he suddenly meets a boy named Benji, whose mother just died, and we know immediately that he knew his mother, and there is a strong implication that Izzy might actually be Benji's estranged father. He reluctantly, half-heartedly takes the boy under his wing when he moves to the kitchen with nowhere else to go, but will he commit fully to the responsibility? That is the central question. So I thought this was an unexpectedly very good movie, an interesting drama with a fair bit of social critique, all hidden under the mask of sci-fi. I liked several things about it. First of all, I think the world building is excellent. The kitchen has a very distinct feel to it, and the movie makes a successful effort to make it completely different than the outside world of London. I like the clothes, the colors used in that neighborhood, the various forms of English slang used by the minorities, as well as the ever-present music, including such bangers as Zombie by Fela Kuti. And I appreciate that all of that is done purely through image and sound and not exposition and dialogue. A lot is left for the audience to infer and discover. It feels like we're treated with respect by the filmmakers. And similarly, the same concept applies to the script and the story. I think a lot of things are left unsaid and not addressed directly, at least not initially, which is why they have so much more power when finally some of these issues are spoken aloud. It doesn't feel simplified at any point in time, dumbed down or surface level only. There is a maturity to the way the film feels, and there is a patience in the way it's executed. I liked all of the performances, particularly Kano is very good as Izzy. He plays him with a certain permeating resignation and disappointment and cynicism about the world around him. He does a lot with just these wary looks and facial expressions, and it's also an interesting case of a protagonist that isn't entirely likable. In fact, the way he treats the world around him becomes the very source of conflict in the film. So that's quite well done. Jediah Bannerman is also good as Benji. He plays him with a good mix of curiosity and wonder when first discovering the kitchen, and then manages to tap into the fear and anger in the latter parts of the film. I think that parts of its social critique sting very hard in today's world of an approaching, or even already here, housing crisis, with property prices skyrocketing and more people being left with very little choice in such basic things as where to sleep. And as a final point, I like the general vibe that the movie has. It doesn't quite manage to completely escape the ever-present digital clean feel of all the Netflix productions, but it makes an admirable effort in having its cinematography and image rather distinct, which also helps build a memorable atmosphere. I liked it quite a lot. I think it's a genuinely great movie, and it's surprising to me to see that it has rather low scores on IMDb. I'm gonna stick to my opinion on this one and not let it be swayed by the general public. I think the film is well made and definitely worth checking out.